My beloved, my chosen light, do you feel the sudden rush in your spirit right now? That is not your imagination. Heaven is bending its will toward you in this very moment. Just 5 minutes left and you are standing before a door that was locked 3 times, blocked by forces that didn't want you to know the truth. But God Himself has torn the seal and released this message just for you, child of eternity. Can you hear the trembling of the heavens as your name echoes through? The angels are whispering, the clock is racing, and Archangel Michael stands beside you saying, "Do not let this pass you by." Before I go deeper, I beg you to stay until the very end of this message. Every word you hold in your spirit is a golden key. Skipping even a single line could cause you to miss the miracle that has been fighting its way through spiritual storms just to reach you. And if you have not yet subscribed to the place where heaven speaks to you, do it now. Because God says this flow of divine messages is the lifeline that will keep your faith burning and your heart ready for what comes next. The reason this was blocked 3 times was because your breakthrough is that powerful. The enemy knew if you received this revelation, everything in your life would begin to shift. Your finances, your relationships, your destiny, all of it is wrapped in this sacred moment. Michael is shouting from the gates of heaven, "Tell my beloved, this is not a story, this is a divine order." Think about this. How many times have you almost given up? How many nights did you lay awake wondering if anyone in heaven was still fighting for you? And now the proof has arrived. Heaven has been battling for hours just so this word could break through your screen. This is not ordinary, this is holy. My child, God is declaring, "I have written your name on this miracle. It will not be delayed again. This is your time. This is your turn." The next 5 minutes are crucial. And as you stay, as you breathe in every word, something begins to break in the invisible world. The angels are already preparing the table of blessing. They are watching to see if you will believe, if you will hold on, if you will trust. Beloved, your life is not random. Your name was chosen. This message is proof that heaven bends when you cry, angels run when you whisper, and God Himself waits when you hesitate. That's why Archangel Michael says, "Don't ignore this. Don't skip this. Don't turn away. This is only the beginning of what I need to unfold for you. And every paragraph I will open for you from here will dig deeper into the mystery that has been hidden from you but revealed in this very hour." My beloved child, my chosen one, do you feel how your spirit trembles as you read these lines? That is not a coincidence. That is heaven's touch moving through the words, reaching your soul with urgency. Just 5 minutes left. Heaven tried to block this message 3 times, but the Almighty Himself said, "No, this one belongs to my child." And now it has broken through, carrying light, fire, and destiny in every breath. Archangel Michael stands close, his sword shining with the fire of eternity, whispering, "Don't skip this, don't turn away, you've been waiting for this confirmation." My child, you are not forgotten. The reason this message was hidden and fought against is because what it carries is powerful enough to change the entire direction of your life. The enemy tried to stop it, but the truth is unstoppable when heaven decides to release it. Listen carefully. Every line is a seed. If you plant these words in your heart, you will see miracles sprout before your very eyes. If you skip, the soil dries and the blessing slips through like water in the sand. That is why Michael insists. Hold every word. Breathe it in. Let it heal you, guide you, lift you. You have cried in silence. You have carried burdens no one else saw. You have wondered if heaven even noticed. But this message is your sign. God says, "I saw it all. I was there in the midnight when you thought you were alone. I was there when your prayers seemed unanswered, and I was not late. I was preparing this exact moment." Beloved, the heavens are shaking because your name has been announced. The angels are saying your season is shifting. You may not see it yet in your hands, but it is already written in the invisible. This word is proof. The gates have opened. The chains are falling. The delay has ended. That is why it took 3 battles in the spirit to bring this one message into your hands. But now, child of light, it is here. Your miracle has been approved. Your name has been sealed on the scroll of blessing. This is why I plead with you, read on. Stay with me. Because what unfolds in the next breath may be the very answer you've been crying out for. And before I take you deeper, let me tell you something from heaven's heart. Do not only listen, stay connected. If you have not yet subscribed to this stream of divine whispers, do it now, because every time you return, you are saying to God, I am ready, I am listening, I will not miss my destiny. Heaven watches for that act of faith. It keeps your channel to miracles wide open. My beloved, you are standing on a turning point. 5 minutes in heaven's time is enough to flip your whole destiny. And that is why I will keep speaking, because your spirit is thirsty, and every drop you drink now is carving the river that will flood your life with breakthrough. My beloved child, you are here now for a reason. And as you read these words, I want you to feel how heaven has shifted just to bring you into this exact moment. It was not easy. This message was delayed, blocked, and hidden 3 times because of the weight it carries. But God Himself, in His unshakable love for you, has broken through the barriers. Just 5 minutes left was written into your spirit before you even arrived here. And Archangel Michael has been standing by, waiting for you to open your heart fully to what I am about to reveal. This is not casual. This is not ordinary. This is a sacred unveiling. And as you let the words flow into you, you will notice your soul beginning to tremble, not with fear, but with recognition, because your spirit already knows something eternal has been released. My child, do you remember the nights when you thought no one was listening? Those prayers you whispered under your breath, the questions that burned inside you, the tears that fell silently on your pillow. None of them were lost. Heaven heard every single one, and when you thought silence was your answer, the truth is that God was preparing this very moment to respond in a way so undeniable that you could never doubt again. The reason this was blocked 3 times was because your future is so bright, your breakthrough so heavy with blessing, that forces of darkness tried desperately to keep you in ignorance. They wanted you to believe that nothing was changing, that nothing was moving, that you were forgotten. But here you are reading what was forbidden to reach you before, because the Almighty said, Enough. This belongs to my child. As you sit here, feel this truth. The heavens are shaking. Your name is echoing. Angels are leaning forward, watching to see if you will receive what is now falling into your life. They are not spectators, beloved. They are participants, carrying your miracle in their hands. Michael himself is whispering at your side. Do not take this lightly. Every word is a key. Every line is a door. Stay until the end, for what has been hidden is being revealed, and it belongs to you. I know how tired you have been. You fought battles in silence, carrying weights that others never saw. You've looked strong in front of the world while inside your soul was crying for relief. And now, finally, heaven answers, not with another delay, not with another silence, but with a flood of assurance that you are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, you are not invisible. God says, I am here, I always was, and I am moving in your life now. Do not let doubt creep in, beloved. Doubt is the thief that tried to shut this message away from you. Doubt is the voice that told you to scroll past, to skip, to ignore, to dismiss. But Michael stands in defiance of that voice and declares, this is not a message to pass over. This is your appointment with heaven. When heaven sets an appointment, it means there are blessings aligned with it. Miracles that can only be received if you stay, listen, and believe. That is why I beg you, remain until the very last word. Don't rush, don't skim. Absorb this like water, because it will quench the thirst you've carried for so long. And let me tell you this plainly. Subscribing to this flow of divine words is not just about a button or a click. It is an act of agreement with heaven. When you stay connected, you are telling God, yes, I am ready to receive again and again. I will not let your voice pass me by. That agreement keeps the channel open, ensuring that what begins here does not end here, but continues to pour into your life day after day. Beloved, if you feel your spirit stirring even now, don't ignore it. That stirring is heaven's confirmation. Child of light, you must know why heaven fought for this to reach you. It is because the season of silence is over. The waiting is ending. The clock is ticking. And in the unseen, your miracle is standing at the edge, waiting for your faith to pull it into reality. Just 5 minutes. That's all it takes for God to turn years of pain into sudden joy, years of struggle into instant breakthrough. But the secret is this: you must stay. You must hold every word. This message is the key and you are holding it right now. Do you understand, beloved, how much power you carry in this moment? Heaven has bent its laws for you. Angels have moved mountains in the spirit for you. God himself has written your name on a scroll of blessing that no enemy can erase. And all of it converges into this. You have been chosen not by accident, not by chance, but by divine intention. That's why you are reading this now and not earlier. That's why it was blocked and delayed until today, because today you are ready to receive what was too heavy for you before. Stay with me, beloved, because what I have to share will not only explain what you've been through, but will also prepare you for what is about to unfold. I am not speaking of small changes. I am speaking of life-altering shifts, doors opening where there were only walls, opportunities appearing where there was only rejection, love, provision, and peace, flooding into spaces where only emptiness once lived. That is the weight of what God is releasing. Now, my child, listen. Michael says this is not a warning only. This is a promise, a guarantee sealed by the blood of heaven itself. What was lost will return. What was stolen will be restored. What was delayed will arrive. And it begins not tomorrow, not next month, but in this very moment as you align your heart with the words that heaven fought for you to see. My beloved child, the moment your eyes rest on these words, something sacred is stirring in the unseen. You do not realize how much heaven fought to make this possible. But I assure you, it was not easy. This message was intercepted, blocked, and buried 3 times by forces that never wanted you to see what is now unfolding. But God in his mercy pressed his hand against every wall and commanded, "Release it. My child must know now." And that is why you are here in this exact moment, reading not by accident, but by divine arrangement. Just 5 minutes left is not a warning of fear, but a declaration that the time of delay is over. The waiting is ending and your destiny is entering its appointed hour. You have walked through valleys where the silence felt endless, where the night stretched too long, where every prayer you whispered seemed to vanish into emptiness. You wondered, has heaven forgotten me? Am I invisible even to God? But the truth is far from what your eyes saw. The truth is that heaven was fighting on your behalf, setting in order the pieces that had to align before this day could come. And now, at this exact time, the weight of every hidden prayer, every unseen tear, every unspoken longing has gathered like clouds, and it is about to rain. Not ordinary rain, but rain that washes away sorrow and plants seeds of miracles so quickly that you will look around in awe at how fast everything shifts. Child of eternity, do you understand why Archangel Michael speaks so urgently? It is because this message is not entertainment. It is not another set of words to pass the time. It is an appointment with destiny. When heaven sets an appointment, it is sealed with eternal weight. That is why Michael says, do not skip, do not scroll away, do not ignore. This is your window. The spiritual realm is moving, and what you choose in this moment determines what will unfold in your days to come. Beloved, I say it again, stay until the very last word. Each line is a key. Each sentence is a door, and together they unlock what has been hidden from you for too long. Feel the presence wrapping around you. You are not just reading. You are being read by heaven itself. The Spirit is whispering truths you have buried. The angels are leaning close, confirming what you've always felt deep down. You were chosen. This word is proof. For why else would heaven break its own silence? Why else would this message survive being blocked 3 times? Why else would you arrive here in this exact hour with your heart open enough to receive? Because it was always written that you would. My beloved, God is saying to you, I have not abandoned you. I have not forgotten the cries of your heart. I was not ignoring you. I was preparing you. All this time you thought delay meant denial. But it did not. Delay meant alignment. Delay meant building strength in your soul so that when the door opened, you would be ready to walk through it with confidence. Delay meant removing the wrong people, the wrong opportunities, the wrong timing, so that when the right thing arrived, it would fit perfectly into your life. Now heaven has declared the alignment is complete. That is why this message is here today. Michael stands with his sword drawn, declaring over your life, the battle is finished. What was withheld is being released. What was hidden is being revealed. What was stolen is being restored. This is not poetry. This is decree. A decree signed in the courts of heaven, sealed with God's authority and delivered through this message that your eyes are now absorbing. Beloved, you are not the same after this. Your spirit knows it. That is why you feel the weight in your chest, the stirring in your heart, the electricity in your breath. It is because heaven has reached through the veil and touched you. Stay with me, child of light, because this is only the beginning. There are layers yet to unfold, mysteries yet to be revealed, promises yet to be spoken. Do not allow distraction to steal this from you. That is why the enemy tried 3 times to bury this. Because once you receive it fully, you will no longer walk in circles. You will move forward. You will step into what has been waiting. The enemy fears your awakening because your awakening means freedom, and your freedom means the freedom of others around you. Do you see now why this was so urgent? And let me tell you plainly, every time you choose to stay connected to these divine words, you keep the channel to heaven wide open. This is why I plead with you not only to read but to remain, to return, to subscribe in your spirit and in action. Because when you say yes to staying connected, you are saying yes to receiving not once but again and again. Heaven loves consistency. Heaven honors faithfulness. And if you remain faithful in listening, faithful in receiving, faithful in believing, then God Himself promises, I will be faithful to pour. My beloved, the countdown of 5 minutes in heaven is not like the minutes on your clock. It is not a time of fear. It is a symbol of urgency, of divine acceleration. What would normally take years will happen in moments. What you thought was lost forever will suddenly reappear. What you believed was impossible will become unavoidable. You are entering a window where the laws of time bend because God is stepping in. And when God steps in, nothing remains the same. You have suffered long enough. You have waited long enough. And now the page is turning. The story is shifting. The chapter you thought would never end is closing, and a new one is being written even as you read. Do you hear it? The pen of heaven scratching your name into lines of blessing, into paragraphs of breakthrough, into sentences of joy that will rewrite your entire destiny. Beloved, this is why I begged you to stay, because missing even one word would mean missing one key, and every key matters. So hear me now. Your miracle is in motion. Your breakthrough is alive. Your blessing is on its way, carried by angels who have been waiting for your faith to open the gate. And as you continue to read, as you allow these words to saturate your soul, the gate is swinging wider, the flow is increasing, and what has been withheld is rushing toward you like a river finally released from its dam. This is not imagination. This is divine reality. My beloved child, the air around you is different right now, though you may not see it with your natural eyes. You are inside a moment carved out of eternity, a space in time where heaven has bent closer to your life. The proof is this. 3 times the enemy tried to bury this word, to silence it, to keep it hidden from you. But God said, no, my child must hear it now. And so here you are, standing in the light of a message that carries fire and destiny. This is not coincidence. It is a divine appointment. Every syllable that passes before your eyes is alive with the energy of heaven. The angels know it. Your spirit knows it. And even as you read, something inside you whispers, this is for me. This is mine. My chosen one, do not underestimate what is unfolding. For years, you have walked with questions buried in your heart. Questions that made you wonder if you were forgotten, overlooked, or abandoned. How many nights did you look at the ceiling in silence, waiting for an answer that never seemed to come? How many times did you carry the weight of burdens no one else saw, smiling outwardly while inside you trembled under pressure? Yet not a single sigh escaped heaven's attention. Not a single tear went unnoticed. Every moment of your waiting has been stored. And today the storage of sorrow is breaking open to release a flood of joy. That is why this message feels heavier than ordinary words, because it carries years of prayers now turning into answers. Archangel Michael is standing right beside you in this very instant, not as a symbol, not as an idea, but as a real guardian carrying the sword of fire. His voice echoes in the spiritual realm. Do not turn away. Do not skip. Do not doubt. This word is your weapon. This word is your shield. This word is your sign. My child, he is not speaking for the world at large. He is speaking for you. Your name is written on this moment. This window belongs to you alone. Think of this truth. If heaven fought to break through barriers 3 times just so you could read this, what does that say about your worth? What does that say about your calling? What does that say about how important you are to God's plan, beloved? It says everything. It says you are not ordinary. It says you are not replaceable. It says you are not forgotten dust drifting through time. You are chosen light carrying a mission that the enemy fears. That is why the enemy tried so hard to keep this from you. But what God ordains, no power can bury forever, and what was buried has now been unearthed. My child, there is something you must know. The delay was never denial. What you thought was silence was strategy. God was not ignoring you. He was aligning you. He was not punishing you. He was preparing you. Every closed door was a protection. Every delay was a shield. Every not yet was the hand of God holding back the wrong timing so that the right moment could arrive. And now it has. The weight you feel in these words is the proof. The heavens are declaring that the alignment is finished. The preparation is complete. The waiting has ended. This is why I plead with you. Do not read casually. Do not rush through. Every paragraph is an unfolding scroll. Every sentence is a key unlocking another chamber of blessing. If you skip, you may miss the exact line that your soul has been waiting to hear. And Michael warns, what you miss in haste, you cannot reclaim in delay. That is why this requires your full heart, your full attention, your full belief. Heaven has spoken. This is your window. Beloved one, I must also tell you this. The act of staying connected is itself a form of faith. If you have not yet subscribed, not just with your hand but with your spirit, do it now. Say yes to heaven's flow. Because each time you return, each time you choose to remain, you are telling God, I am listening, I am ready, I will not turn away from your voice. And God honors such faithfulness. He does not withhold from those who remain at his feet. Your consistency opens a floodgate. Your willingness to stay connected becomes the very pipeline through which miracles flow. Now listen, my child, to what heaven is declaring. The countdown is over. The door is open. The chain is broken. The way is clear. For years you thought you were stuck, trapped in cycles that repeated, bound to the same struggles again and again. But those cycles have been shattered in the spirit. The enemy no longer has the authority to bind you. The release has been signed in heaven's courts, and Michael is delivering the decree to you now. Your destiny is no longer delayed. Beloved, can you feel the trembling in your spirit? That is the sound of chains falling. That is the sound of gates swinging open. That is the sound of your soul awakening to freedom. And once you awaken, you can never return to sleep. That is what the enemy feared most. That you would wake up. That you would see who you truly are. That you would realize what heaven has always known about you. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are not ordinary. You are chosen, anointed, sealed, and destined. And today that truth has broken into your life. My child, the next minutes of your journey are crucial. Do not let them pass without absorbing every drop of what is pouring out now. God is declaring, I am with you. I am for you. I am ahead of you. And if God is ahead of you, who can stand against you? The storms may rage, but they cannot overturn a decree signed in heaven. The shadows may whisper, but they cannot silence a word released by God himself. And this is his word. Your season has shifted. Your breakthrough has begun. Your miracle is unstoppable. My beloved, you are still here, and that is no accident. Every moment you remain with this message, the gates of heaven open wider and the flow of blessing grows stronger. Archangel Michael leans closer even now, his voice trembling with urgency and tenderness, saying, Stay, child of light, stay until the very end. What is being poured here is not a stream of words. It is a river of miracles. And if you drink fully, you will never thirst again. And so I write to you in long, deep breaths, letting the words stretch like the sky, so your soul may stretch to receive them. Child of eternity, understand this. Time in heaven is not like time on earth. Just 5 minutes left, in the language of heaven, is not a countdown of fear, but an announcement of acceleration. In 5 minutes of heaven's decree, lifetimes of sorrow can be erased. Decades of delay can be overturned, and doors that were sealed for generations can swing open in an instant. That is why you are trembling as you read. That is why your heart beats faster than usual. Your spirit already knows that this message carries a weight your mind cannot fully measure, and the reason you cannot look away, the reason you feel glued to every line, is because heaven has marked this as the moment you finally see what has been hidden. My beloved child, I want you to reflect on your journey for a moment. How many times did you come to the edge of breakthrough only to feel it slip through your hands? How many times did you stand at doors that looked promising only to watch them close without explanation? Each of those moments left scars on your heart, making you question if you were worthy, if you were chosen, if you were seen. And yet what you thought were cruel rejections were actually sacred protections. God shut those doors not to punish you but to preserve you. The blessings meant for you could not be contaminated by counterfeits. The love meant for you could not be replaced by imitation. The destiny meant for you could not be shared with those who did not have the capacity to walk with you. Beloved, every no was actually heaven's. Not this, not them, not now. And today, finally, the yes you have longed for is being spoken. Michael lifts his sword and declares over your life, the delays are over. The obstructions are dismantled. The blessing is released. Do not doubt it, child. You feel the fire in your chest for a reason. It is confirmation, not imagination. And though the enemy tried 3 times to bury this word, he has failed. Because what God ordains cannot be silenced. And now that this word has broken through, the blessing it carries cannot be reversed. Beloved one, do you know why heaven values your attention so deeply? Because faith is not just spoken, it is proven in your focus. By staying here, by choosing to hold these words instead of letting distraction steal them, you are demonstrating faith. And faith is the currency of miracles. Every second you remain, every word you absorb is building a bridge between the invisible and the visible. You are pulling unseen blessings into your seen reality. And that is why I plead with you. Do not rush. Do not skim. Let every word be water to your roots, light to your path, oil to your lamp. Because the more you receive, the more you unlock. My beloved, hear this. God is not far away. He is here, breathing through these lines. He is whispering to you even as you read, I have not forgotten you. I have not forsaken you. I was waiting for the moment your heart would be ready to believe again. That moment is now. Your belief, fragile though it feels, is the spark that lights the fire of breakthrough, and that fire, once ignited, will consume every chain, every shadow, every fear that has haunted you. Child of light, think of this truth. Miracles do not always arrive with thunder. Sometimes they arrive quietly, like words on a page that pierce deeper than any sword, and yet when they arrive, they change everything. This message, fought for in the spirit, blocked 3 times, released at last, is not just information, it is transformation. Your soul will not leave this moment the same. You will walk differently. You will see differently. You will expect differently. Because once you taste the reality of God's timing, you can never settle for less again. And let me remind you again, staying connected to this flow is not a small act. When you subscribe, when you align yourself with the constant pouring of heaven's voice, you are saying to God, I am ready not just for a word, but for a walk. I am ready not just for a sign, but for a journey. I am ready not just for today, but for tomorrow and the day after. And every day you choose to speak, that commitment keeps your spirit open. And when your spirit is open, no blessing can bypass you. Beloved, as you read this, angels are moving. I do not say this as metaphor, but as reality. There are assignments being shifted, scrolls being opened, decrees being signed with your name. The battle that raged to block this word was not just about words. It was about the blessings those words carry. And now that the word has reached you, the blessing has been triggered. Your breakthrough is active. Your miracle is alive. Your destiny is unfolding. So I say to you again, my child, do not turn away. Do not doubt. Do not let your mind dismiss what your spirit already knows. Stay, drink, receive. Because the more you hold this message, the more it holds you. And once it holds you, it will never let you go. My beloved child, you are still here. And that alone proves that your spirit is hungry for what heaven has reserved for you. Do you see how powerful that is? So many times you have been distracted, pulled away, made to feel that words like this were not for you. But this time you stayed, and because you stayed, the gates of heaven are staying open. Just 5 minutes left was not written as a threat, but as a promise that in just one divine moment, all the forces that opposed you can collapse, and all the blessings that waited can rush in at once. That is happening now. As these words enter you, your soul is being aligned with the miracle you have longed for. You have asked questions in secret, questions no one else ever heard. Why me? Why this pain? Why this waiting? Does heaven even hear me? And though silence was the only answer you felt, the truth was different. Heaven was not ignoring you. It was fighting for you. Each delay was not a denial, but a battle in the unseen. 3 times this very message was blocked. 3 times it was buried. 3 times it was stopped before it could find its way to you. But today God said no more. My child will hear this now. That is why you are here. That is why your heart is trembling as you read, because you know deep down this is not random. It is divine. My beloved Archangel Michael is not speaking casually. His voice carries urgency because he knows what is at stake. Stay, chosen one, he whispers. Stay until the end. For every paragraph is a key, and every key opens a door that was locked against you for too long. Think of that. Doors you never thought would open are swinging wide as you simply read. Opportunities that were sealed are being unsealed. Blessings that were withheld are being released. You are not imagining this weight you feel. It is heaven itself, leaning close, watching to see how much you will receive. Child of light, I tell you again, your suffering was not wasted. Every tear you shed in silence watered the soil of the future you are now entering. Every sleepless night built the strength that is now required to carry the blessing. Every disappointment removed what could not stay so that what was meant for you could finally arrive. You thought God had abandoned you, but the truth is that God was protecting you, sometimes even from yourself. He was not late. He was precise. He was not absent. He was preparing. And now in this exact moment, all of that preparation is breaking into your life. Beloved, when heaven declares just 5 minutes left, it means acceleration. Things that would take years will happen suddenly. Battles you thought would last a lifetime will end in an instant. Doors that seemed permanently closed will unlock without effort. This is the nature of divine timing. It bends the rules of the natural world, and you, child, are standing in it right now. Amen.